Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode for episode 3 today. If you missed the last episode, which was the first race in Australia, please check that one out before you see this one. That was a banger of a race in Australia. But now we have to concentrate for the second race of the season in Bahrain. And since we got a new sponsor after the last race weekend, and I just noticed, or I didn't just notice, but I remembered myself that you can actually put the sponsors on specific areas on the car. So we will go ahead and do that. We currently only have 2 sponsors, but see, you have, I think, like 10 different sponsor slots where you can place the sponsors. So side pod, rear wing, end plate. So we will go ahead and place our 2 sponsors at some of the spots or slots where we can put them. So here at the front, Disto, and then right there, Equita Oil. And then on the halo, I actually love that because you can actually see that while driving, so it makes it more realistic. Then on the chassis side, on the left side and right side of the chassis. And yeah, I think that will do. We will leave some slots open for the time when we get new sponsors. So yeah, just did that, and I will just move forward to the race weekend, the second race in Bahrain. I hope we can get another great result, check the final tire allocation, and jump straight into qualifying. So here we are then, for the start of our first flying lap in this qualifying session in Bahrain. Obviously, I think the Bahrain circuit layout doesn't benefit our car as much as the Australian Grand Prix layout. Obviously, the Bahrain Grand Prix has a lot of straights, and in the game, the best engines are the Ferrari and the Mercedes engines. They're just miles ahead of the Renault and the Honda engine. As we get a bit wide there, get a warning for track limits, and obviously, yeah, as I said, we have the Renault engine in the back of our car. But we'll try to make the best out of it, come through turn 5, get out wide once again as Lando Norris sets the fastest lap time in this qualifying session. We come through the slingshot corners, move to the end of the first lap, open DRS, run across the line, and after the first lap it is P6. Great job from us, ahead of Kimi Räikkönen and Nicholas Latifi, but we have 2 more laps to go. So yeah, as I said, we have 2 more flying laps to go, and this is our second flying lap. We're currently in P17, in front of George Russell and our teammate Nick De Vries, who's actually doing a pretty decent job. Also, over the practice sessions, he was doing a really good job. He was close to us over the practice sessions. And yeah, so yeah, we've locked up into turn 1, but we're currently on the back straight. Open the DRS, brake for the next corner, turn in. The car actually felt pretty good in free practice, but as I said, the track layout will probably not benefit us or suit us as much as the Australian Grand Prix, but it's still so excited for this race weekend, so excited for this episode. We come across the line and it is P15 after our second flying lap. Great, that would be great if we start the race in P15, but we have 1 more lap to go. So this is it, the final qualifying lap of the second race of the season in Bahrain. We're currently still in P15, 30 seconds to go. We break into turn 1, hopefully no lockup as on the last lap. Yes, we go through lockup 3, free into turn 1, into turn 2, distinction, open DRS. We're currently not improving our lap time, but the lap is still long enough. The lap before was actually really good, so this will have to take a really good effort to try and top that. But we have gone better on this lap. We're currently in P15 still. We open DRS, now we run across the line. What's it going to be? So yeah, P16 for us in qualifying. Valtteri Bottas secures pole position ahead of Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Really happy with that P16, considering where we are with the car and engine. Our teammate is, let me just look, in P21. He will start the race there. So excited for the race. And now let's jump into the Bahrain Grand Prix.
We're here again then at a circuit famous for its stunning visuals and thrilling battles for glory. Who will take the spotlight in the Bahrain Grand Prix today? Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Now, let's kick off our conversation with Alexander Albon. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Vettel, Alexander Albon, and Ricciardo, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, and Esteban Ocon. Norris, Kvyat, Pierre Gasly, and Verstappen. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Magnussen, the captain, Kimi Raikkonen, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Russell, Latifi, and Nick de Vries. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So here we are then, on the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix for the second race of the season. I can't wait, I'm so excited. Just get the right fuel on board, and now let's jump into the race as we wait for 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. Magnussen had a great reaction time compared to us. We didn't have that of a great start. Max Verstappen is right in front of us because he had the grid penalty. It was an okay start for us. We're going to dive down the inside and a lot of cars lock up as we hit Esteban Ocon, but not too big as we go to the next corner and Esteban Ocon hits us. And we've just caught the car before a spin. But Esteban Ocon hit us. We were up into P8. We're now down to P13 after the hit from Esteban Ocon. I thought I was far enough ahead of Esteban Ocon to turn in, but we were not quite enough far ahead. And Esteban Ocon hit us with his front tire on our rear, and we had a half spin. And we dived down the inside of Lando Norris. I actually braked a bit too late there. Wasn't meant to dive down the inside of Lando Norris. Just avoided contact there. Lando Norris stays ahead of us. But yeah, well, that was a hectic start. Yeah, just caught the car after the half spin. I thought we would spin, but it just caught the car there, which was great. If we would have spun, we would have probably been in P20, but we're in P13 currently now. Now we move all the way from lap 1 to lap 3 when DRS is enabled, but we're currently too far away from Lando Norris as we break into turn 1 really late. And that has made us caught up to Lando Norris in that space of 1 corner. We now have the DRS on Lando Norris. We open it. Kimi Raikkonen is the car right behind of us, and he's really close to us. But currently Ocon, Carlos Sainz, and Lando Norris are fighting for P10, which is great for us, so we can stay with Lando Norris, and maybe we have the chance to pressurize Lando Norris to try and maybe make the move and get further up ahead in this race. So now we move all the way from lap 3 to the end of lap 4, and actually we didn't gain on Lando Norris, but Kimi Raikkonen has gained on us. Kimi Raikkonen is now right behind us. He has the DRS. He obviously has a Ferrari engine, which is the best in this game. He's gaining. We're going to go defensive to the inside. He brakes way later than us. We go a bit deep into turn 1. That was not meant to be, as we stay ahead of Kimi Raikkonen in P13. He's still right behind of us. He has the DRS. He's gaining on us massively down these straights. We brake, but we brake a bit later this time than him and keep the place on Kimi Raikkonen. We keep the P13 and we are still in P13, but we have sadly lost to Lando Norris in front of us, and the car behind Kimi Raikkonen is Max Verstappen after his penalty, so this will take really a top job to keep ahead of them. So now we move to the end of lap 5, and as you can see, I think it's Esteban Ocon and Carlos Sainz coming to the pits. We will pit on this lap in lap 6, and Kimi Raikkonen is gaining massively on us. He's past us, but we brake a bit later than him, try to go down the inside. Kimi, give us the space. Oh, I thought we were going to crash there, but Kimi gave us the space in the end. We go around the outside, we get out wide, but we keep ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. I think Max Verstappen is now pressurizing Kimi Räikkönen. Yes, he is. Will Max Verstappen make the move on Kimi Räikkönen? Yes, Max Verstappen got ahead of Kimi Räikkönen into P13. So as I said in the beginning of this lap, we will pit at the end of lap 6. If you may wonder why the yellow flags are out, Sergio Perez has retired from this race just at the pit entry, so that's why no virtual safety car or safety car. Obviously, I don't think the Codemasters included that into the game, that the pit lane is closed, as was the case in real life in Italy 2020 with Lewis Hamilton. So yeah, we come into the pits, 3.1 second pit stop, not too bad. Obviously, I think we actually gained again on Esteban Ocon. I think we were further away from him before the pit stop than we are now, but obviously we didn't gain enough. And we're currently in P16, but I think when all the cars did their pit stops, we're back up into P12. So now we move all the way to the end of lap 9, and Max Verstappen has caught back up to us. He is in DRS range of us. He will have DRS down this long back straight. We are trying to break the toe, trying to swerve around as Max Verstappen almost hits us at the rear, but he still gains on us. He passes, but we brake a bit later than him into turn 1. We don't hit him, but he's still ahead of us. We get the better acceleration round the outside, and we have passed Max Verstappen. We are back ahead of Max Verstappen and back into P12. He got ahead of us at that small moment slightly, but we fought back and we are back up into P12 ahead of Max Verstappen. But obviously this won't end. Max Verstappen with the Red Bull is obviously the faster man, he has a faster car, so he's back with DRS on us down this back straight. 1 lap later on lap 11, he's a bit further away this time. We try to break the toe once again, but he moves to the outside. We brake a bit later than him again. We go down the inside, as was the case on the last lap. We get the better acceleration round the outside once again. This is working wonders. Going to the inside, breaking the toe, braking later, and get the better acceleration round the outside, and we're back ahead in P12. But obviously he's back on us on lap 11. Here he is right behind us. He's way closer this time than on the laps before, and he goes to the outside, but we won't give up. We will send a massive dive down the inside, lock up on both tires, slightly hit him on the side pod. Will we get the better acceleration round the outside? No, but we make the switchback move, open DRS. We are gaining on him, half DRS on Max Verstappen. We're gaining on him. We're gonna brake a bit later than him, try to go round the outside of the Red Bull in this next corner. We've seen Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton goes wheel to wheel in real life here. We go around the outside, but we go too deep, and Max Verstappen fights back on us. But now he goes way too wide, and we stick it back down the inside, and are still ahead of Max Verstappen. After that big fight, we still are in P12 in this Bahrain Grand Prix. And maybe you saw in the shot before, Kimi Räikkönen has also gained on us, but we lock up massively into the last corner. That is not great. We go out really wide, and Max Verstappen is now right behind us. I think there's no chance for us to defend this one. He just flies past us. Will there be maybe a chance to dive down the inside? No, he covers the inside. We go around the outside, but he moves to the outside slightly, which prevents us from trying to make a move round the outside. We still have the DRS. We might gain on him on this back straight, but I think we're a bit too far away from Max Verstappen, and we sadly have to concede now, 2 laps away from the end. Max Verstappen has got ahead of us, but we put up a good fight at least. At least we can say that we put up a good fight. But now 1 lap later, coming to the final lap of this Grand Prix, Kimi Räikkönen is gaining on us too, and he just shoots past us with his Ferrari engine. I know we're far away, but we're gonna try and send it down the inside once again. We lock up on both tires and hit Kimi Räikkönen on the front wing, or with the front wing, and we get a warning for collision with Kimi Räikkönen. We do the switchback move. We have the DRS on Kimi Räikkönen. We're really close on him. We're going to try to do the same thing that we did on Max Verstappen, go around the outside, but we braked a bit too early, and we also have to concede to Kimi Räikkönen. On this last lap of this Grand Prix, we're back down into P14. Obviously that would have been points anyway, but we always try to make the best out of it. But at least we try. We put up a really good fight to both of them, but sadly it is P14 now. So yeah, really fun race this was. I think the points were too far away considering what we did with this race. Really happy. The fights we put So we'll finish this Bahrain Grand Prix in P14.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
So Valtteri Bottas wins the race ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and Sebastian Vettel gets on the podium for Ferrari. Alex Albon, who won the first race, is in P4. The two McLarens, great results for them. We obviously end up in P14. Pierre Gasly gets 1 point for AlphaTauri, which is not great news for us. And our teammate Nick de Vries finishes in P17, got driver of the day as you saw before. We go to the driver's standings. Valtteri Bottas leads now. Just check the constructors. We are down to P8 because, yeah, as I said, Pierre Gasly scored the point for AlphaTauri, and probably their other results were better than us, but P14 is still awesome. I say awesome because, you know, the points were too far away today, but what we made out of this race, the great battles we had, it was really, really, really fun. And yeah, we have to show everyone that we are here, we are fighting for every single spot. But yeah, now we are back in our team HQ, currently trying to find some activities and programs to fill in the calendar to the season break. There will be a season break before the next race in the Netherlands at Zandvoort. And we don't have a lot of R&D points actually, only 535, but we still have enough to try and make an upgrade on the aerodynamic side. We will purchase an upgrade. We have 3 upgrades coming in. I think they will all be ready for the next race in the Netherlands. I don't think we have enough money to... Oh yes, we actually do. I actually want to save a bit more money before we start purchasing some upgrades also on the team side. Our financial status in this career is really, really good. So yeah, and also for the driver perks, I want to try to save a bit more money. So yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.